Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to the course of complex variables and transform, and this is lecture number 3. In lecture number 3, we'll discuss the complex numbers in the polar form. Before that, we have discussed the complex numbers in simple Cartesian plane. Now we'll discuss the complex number in its polar form. As we know that the complex numbers are basically in the imaginary form, which is known as iota, where iota is equals to -1 under root. So iota square is basically equals to -1, and similarly iota cube is equals to minus iota, and iota raised to power 4 is equals to 1. So the complex numbers, the basic definition is a number that has both real and the imaginary part. If z is a complex number, it will having both the parts, where a is the real part and b is the complex part of this number. These are the examples. Z is equals to plus 3 iota, and z is equals to 1.4 plus 2.9 iota. Now the basic operations on the complex numbers, as we have studied these operations in the lecture number 2, the addition and subtraction. In addition and subtraction, we will combine all the real parts together and all the imaginary parts together. And in the multiplication, we will expand first the two complex numbers, and then we will combine the real part with the real and the imaginary part with the imaginary part. The division of the complex number or the quotient rule. In the division, we will try to get the real number in the denominator. We will simply multiply the top and the bottom of the fraction by the complex numbers conjugate. And here the conjugate of a complex number is equals to that number only with the negative imaginary part. Now the graphing of the complex number. The Cartesian form of the complex number is equals to z into b iota, where a lies on the x-axis and the real part lies on the x-axis, and the b iota or the imaginary part goes on the y-axis. So in polar form, we have r and theta in place of a and b, where r is the distance from the origin to the point, and theta is basically the angle that is measured from the x-axis. So by examining the diagram, we can find that a is equals to r cos of theta and b is equals to r sin of theta. How these came, I'll show you by drawing the graph. Let me take the pen here, and this is the pen. Now if this is a complex plane, here you have the real part a, and here you have the imaginary part b. Now the number is given a plus b iota. This is the value for b, and this is the value for a, and this is basically the point. I'll take the highlighter to show you exactly. So here basically your number is basically lying. Now in the polar form, this is basically direction from point of origin 0 0 to that number. Here now r is the distance from the origin to that point. So this line r is the distance from origin to the point, so this is equals to r. And theta is basically the angle that is measured from the x-axis to that point. So if this is the angle, and there you are having the triangle, and this is r, so here a would becomes, as this is a right angle triangle, this is a, now this is b, so I can write here this is also b. So a is equals to r, this is touching the x-axis, so this is r cos theta. And similarly B would be r sine of theta. So that is how you convert your a simple number into a polar form. In many cases, the number lies in second and the third quadrant. For example, number is basically lying here. Now again a is equals to r cos theta, b equals to sine theta, but how you will get the theta? Theta would be now is measured from this x axis to this. Now this one is r theta. Okay, so here now you have to clarify that what will be the values of theta and r. Here r is the distance, so you can find the r by taking the denominator of the z, a square plus b square under root. So you will have the value for the z. And how you will find the value for the angle? So angle would be equals to theta. From this triangle we can see that theta is equals to tan inverse b over a. Now you will have the values theta and r. So the polar form would be r cos of theta plus r sine of theta. So only you will have to write the values to get the polar form. Now I will remove all this from the slide and choose the highlighter here. Now we will move on. Now the polar form of a complex number. The expression r cos of theta plus r sine of theta can also be written as in the polar form r cis theta, where r is basically the modulus like the length or the magnitude, where theta is the argument, the angle, and the absolute value r can be determined by the by taking the determinant, where r square is equal to a square plus b square. So r is equal to a square plus b square under root, where a and b are real and the imaginary path, and theta, as I told you, that is equals to tan inverse b over a. So if a number is in the form a plus b iota, you can convert it into r cis theta, where a is equals to r cos of theta, where b is equals to r sine of theta. And how you will determine r? R is equals to a square plus b square under root, and theta is equals to tan inverse b over a. Now which operations can be performed in the polar form? We can multiply the polar form, we can take its reciprocal, we can divide the polar form, we can also write it in the exponent form, and we can also take the nth root of the polar coordinate or the polar form of the complex number. Now the multiplication in the polar form, just like in simple form, we can also multiply two complex numbers in their polar forms. Now if we have two complex numbers z1 and z2, and you are asked to multiply these two, so z1 multiplied by z2 would be equals to r1 r2 cis theta 1 plus theta 2. We'll expand it. This will becomes r1 r2 sorry, the mouse have been stuck now, cos again the mouse is stuck. So you can represent this z1 z2 like r1 r2 cos theta 1 plus theta 2 plus sine theta 1 plus theta 2 into iota. So this is how you will write your numbers in the polar form. Now the operations of reciprocal. If there is a number z which is a complex number, we can find its reciprocal just by 1 over z. So 1 over z would be equals to 1 over r cis theta into minus. So it will become 1 over z is equals to 1 over r cos minus theta plus sine minus theta. 1 over r cos theta minus sine theta, because if there is a negative theta in front of cos, it will becomes positive, but in case of sine it will comes out from the bracket. So now if mouse doesn't stick, I will show you. It will become like 1 over r cos theta minus sin theta. This is the expression for 1 over z. Now if we have two complex numbers and you have to divide that in the polar form, then the formula will become z1 over z2 is equals to r1 over r2 cis theta 1 minus theta 2, or you can write it as that is equals to r1 divided by r2 bracket cos angle for the z1 that is theta 1 minus angle for z2 that is theta 2 plus sine theta 1 minus theta 2. So that is how you will show your two complex numbers which are in polar form. You will divide them by this formula. Now raising a complex number to the nth power. If a complex number z is given, we can take its nth power with the formula z raised to power n is equals to r raised to power n cis n raised to power theta. This is also known as the De Moivre's theorem. So De Moivre's theorem says that I choose here highlighter. I choose something. So z raised to power n, this is equals to r raised to power n, r raised to power n into cos into theta raised to power n. Again the mouse have been stuck, sorry for the inconvenience in the lecture. So you can write it as r raised to power n cos n raised to power theta, cos n multiplied by theta, not raised by the power. I will show you cos n theta plus sin n theta. So this is the De Moivre's theorem. If a complex number is given and it is raised to some power n, so its formula will becomes r raised to power n, where r is the determinant, and into cos into n theta plus sin into n theta. Okay, so this n power comes with r's power, and this n is just multiplied with the angle that has been given. Now the operation of nth root of the complex number. Taking the nth root of the complex number, z raised to power n is equals to z into 1 over n. Here you have to be careful to include all the possible results. The nth root will always have the n total solutions evenly spaced around the polar complex number. Just like 1 over z, you can also have z raised to power 1 over n. Just like in the previous, here you have the power n. that is the nth power. So if you have to take the root, so that z raised to power 1 over n, here z raised to power 1 over n would be equals to r raised to power 1 over n cis 1 over n theta, which is r raised to power n cos 1 over n theta plus sin 1 over n theta. This is how you will have the nth power of the complex number. Now I will choose the pointer again. So the polar form of the complex number a plus b iota can be written as z is equals to r cos of theta plus iota sin of theta. Here r cos of theta is the real part of the complex number in the polar form, and r iota sin of theta is basically the imaginary part of the complex number in the polar form. Here you can find r, that is equals to a square plus b square under root, where the theta is equals to tan inverse b over a. The value of r is basically called the modulus of the complex number z, and the angle theta is called the argument of the complex number, where theta lies in the coordinate axis, which changes from 0 to 360 degree, that is equals to 2 pi. So the angle changes from 0 less than theta and theta less than 2 pi. Now here you have the test example how you will convert a simple complex number into its polar form. Now plot minus 2 iota in the complex plane and then write z in the polar form. So first you are asked to draw basically the number in the polar coordinate system, and then you have to find out its polar form. Now the complex number z is equals to minus 2 iota. This is the real axis and this is the imaginary axis. Here the real number is minus 2 and the imaginary number is minus 2 iota. It means that it is lying basically in the third coordinate. So what you will choose, minus 1 minus 2, this is basically the line, and for minus 2 iota, minus 1 iota, minus 2 iota, this would be the point which is lying in the third axis. So now you have sketched your complex plane. The first part of the example is complete. Now you have to write its polar form. The polar form by definition is equals to r cos of theta plus iota sin of theta. So to write the polar form you need r and you need theta. From this graph you will have your theta, and r is basically determined from your determinant. Now the solution is r is equals to a square plus b square under root. So a is minus 2 under root, and b is also minus 2 under root. It will become 4 plus 4 under root, that is 8. You can write 8 as 2 into under root 2. Now theta is equals to tan inverse b over a, minus 2 that is 1. So tan theta becomes 1 on 45 degrees, and 45 degrees are equals to pi by 4. So tan pi by 4 is basically equals to 1. So the angle is pi by 4 or any multiple of pi by 4. These are basically the multiples of pi by 4. Pi by 4, 4 pi by 4, pi by 4, that is equals to 5 pi by 4. How you will determine that is 5 pi by 4? Here when you will basically draw the graph, you will see here you are crossing this, that is basically pi by 2, that is 90 degrees, and this is again pi by 2, 90 degrees. So this will whole becomes from 0 to 180, that is pi by 2, and this is basically the angle 45, that is pi by 4. So it will becomes pi by 4, 5 pi by 4. This is the angle. So now the polar form would be equals to r cos of theta plus iota into sin of theta, where the value of r is 2 into under root 2. I'll simply put this value 2 into under root 2. Now cos of the theta value for me, as basically my points are lying in the third quadrant of pi by 4, like you are having the 45 degree of angle in the third plane. So in the third plane, this value of pi by 4 is basically 5 pi by 4. So 2 into under root 2 into cos into 5 pi by 4 plus iota sin pi by 4. So now you have converted your complex number into its basic polar form. Now the products of the two complex numbers that are in the polar form. If two numbers are in the polar form, like z1 is equals to r1 cos theta 1 plus iota sin theta 1, and z2 is equals to r cos theta 2 plus iota sin theta 2, and you are asked to multiply these two polar numbers, these two complex numbers in the polar form, what you will do, you will multiply them. So z1 into z2 would be equals to r1 multiplied by r2 outside the brackets. Now cos theta 1 plus theta 2, as you are multiplying the numbers, plus iota sin theta 1 plus theta 2. To multiply the complex number, we will multiply the moduli, these two. The modulus of both the numbers r1 and r2 would be multiplied by each other, and these arguments would be added to each other. So this is basically the product law for the polar form. It will say that when you have two complex numbers in the polar form and you are asked to multiply them, their modulus will be multiplied with each other and their angles would be added in each other. So the final expression would becomes r1 into r2 cos theta 1 plus theta 2 plus iota sin theta 1 plus sin theta 2. Now we have the test example. Find the product of two complex numbers and leave the answer in the polar form. Now the number is given. The first number z1 is equals to 4 cos 50 plus iota sin 50. Here for z1, r1 is 4 and theta 1 is 50 degrees. Now second number z2 is equals to 7 cos theta 100 plus iota sin theta 100. For the second number, r2 is equals to 7 and theta 2 is equals to 100. Now we are asked to multiply these in the polar form. So z1 z2 is equals to 4 cos 50 plus iota sin 50 into 7 cos 100 plus iota 100. Now what we will do, according to the definition given, we will multiply the moduli and we will add the arguments. Now the moduli are r1 and r2, 4 and 7. 4 multiplied by 7 outside the brackets. Now we will add the arguments or the angles. So cos 50 plus 100 plus iota sin 50 into 100. So the answer becomes 28 cos 150 degrees plus iota sin 150 degrees. So this is the multiplication of the two complex numbers in the polar form. Now the quotient of the two complex numbers in the polar form. As you have the quotient of the simple complex number, what we will do there, we will basically remove the complex part from the denominator. And how you will get that, you will basically multiply the numbers with the conjugate of the denominator. But in case of numbers in the polar form, like here, z1 is equals to r1 cos theta 1 plus iota sin theta 1 and z2 is equals to r2 cos theta 2 plus iota sin theta 2. Now the quotient rule in the polar form says z1 over z2 is equals to r1 over r2 cos theta 1 minus theta 2 plus iota sin theta 1 minus theta 2. So the quotient rule of the polar form says to divide the complex number, you will divide the moduli and you will subtract the arguments. Here we will see an example that how you will find the division or the quotient for two complex numbers. So I'll choose pen. Here z1 is equals to like 4. Again the mouse have been stuck, sorry for the inconvenience. We'll see the previous example like this. There are basically two numbers z1 and z2 and you are asked to basically divide them, z1 over z2. So how will find z1 over z2? This is z1 and this one is z2. So it will becomes r1 over r2 cos theta 1 minus theta 2 plus iota sine theta 1 minus theta 2. Now this is the division. Now here the r1 and r2 are 4 and 7. So this is 4 divided by 7 into cos theta 1 is 50 and theta 2 is 100. So it will become 50 minus 100 plus iota sine (50 minus 100). So 4 over 7 would be as it is. You can also write it in the decimal form. So it will becomes cos minus 50 plus iota sine minus 50. So the final expression came 4 over 7. Here if you have a negative sign in front of cos with angle, it will becomes positive. So it will becomes cos 50 here the negative sign in front of sign will comes out minus iota sine 50. This is basically the answer for the given numerical. So again, as it is said in the definition, if you are having two complex numbers in the polar form and you are asked to basically divide these two complex number, what would be the principle? You will simply divide the modulus of the numbers r1 divided by r2 and then you will subtract their arguments, you will subtract their angles. So it will becomes cos theta 1 minus theta 2 plus iota sine theta 1 minus theta 2. Okay, so this was all from the lecture number 3. I hope you have understand the complex numbers in the polar form. So in the polar form, as I said, you will have the number z in the simple form just like a plus b iota. You will take the argument of that number to find out the value of r Then you will find out the angle theta, that is equals to b over a. Once these two values are known, then you will write the number in the polar form, which is equals to r into cos of theta plus iota sine of theta. So that was all from the today's lecture. I hope you have understood the lecture, in which you have converted your complex numbers into their polar forms. Then we have seen the operation of multiplication, division, addition and subtraction of the complex numbers in the polar form. Then the nth power of the complex number in the polar form. Then we have understood the 1 over nth or the nth root of the complex numbers in the polar form. So that was all from this lecture. Thank you so much.